Welcome to Morning Briefing on Asperk TV. Good morning, Uncle Mustilada.
Morning, Dayo.
Have you been?
It's okay.
I think you should tell me Happy International Women's Day because I'm a woman.
Happy International Women's Day to you, Dayo, and all our viewers out there. We are wishing every woman the best.
Yes, of course. And of course, the team break the bias.
Yeah, certainly it's at least in the advanced world, we can see women breaking the bias. The bias, and but this part of the world, we could see a lot of gender discrimination here and there. At least when women use themselves as an example to break the barriers and the bias, you could see other upcoming girls having a focus.
Yes. Well, right now, let's go to top happenings making headlines on the front pages of Nigeria's major dailies. The Punch reports that the simmering leadership crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress for several months took a different dimension on Monday in Abuja, as most of the governors were said to have abandoned the chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor Malabuni, who had been stirring the affairs of the APC since June 2020. The Guardian, prominent leaders of the All Progressives Congress (APC) yesterday confirmed that President Muhammad Buhari actually approved the sack of the chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee (CECPC) of the party, Governor Malabuni of Yoruba State. The Guardian reports. This day, in a movement to establish and consolidate his leadership, the Niger State Governor and acting national chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee (CECPC) of the All Progressive Party (APC), Abba Kyari, yesterday announced the notice of meeting of the National Executive Committee (NEC) of the party, where an official seal of the approving organ of the party will be secured. According to this day, The Nation. There's confusion in the All Progressive Congress (APC) over the fate of its caretaker chairman, Yoruba State Governor Malabuni. The Nation reports. Daily Trust, the fate of everything is just linking towards Malabuni. The fate of the chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC) Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor Malabuni of Yoruba State, is hanging in the balance following the takeover of the party's affair by his Niger State counterpart, Abba Kyari, yesterday. Daily Trust report. Of course, there's no clear. The story is not clear yet about.
It's not yet clear.
Yes, so
it's just like a coup. You understand? It's just like a coup. A certain interest within the APC trying to outdo one another. So let's just wait and see.
Yes,
at least before the end of today, we will see the clearer picture.
Right now, we're going on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to give you the news analysis. Welcome back, everybody. The Benin Republic government has released Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Adeyemo to Yoruba leader Professor Banji Akintoye. Well, this was made known in a statement on Monday by Communications Secretary to the Ilano Omo Odua Worldwide, Mr. Maxwell Adeleye. The activist was released on Monday to Yoruba leader and leader of the umbrella body of Yoruba self-determination groups, Ilana Omodua Worldwide, Professor Banji Akintoye, and a French language expert, Deputy Alano of Ilano Omo Odua Worldwide, Professor Wale Adeniro. Akitori described the release of Ighoho as a triumph of truth over darkness in Yoruba land. However, Sunday Igboho's counsel, Mr. Yomi Aliyu San, told Vanguard that he was released to attend to health in a Beninese hospital.
Well, his release, we should commend the Benin Republic authorities for his release. Although there was no tension, because when you compare the kind of tension when he was arrested and now, it seems as if everything in Southwest is now normal. But his release is in good order. At least it will go a long way in stabilizing things ahead of 2023 election. So at least, based on what his lawyer said he's released based on health ground, yes, and to attend to his health, be it for his health, or let's say whether it's conditional release or not conditional release, release is release. What I wouldn't like to see is a situation whereby he will jump bail back to Nigeria and start causing some kind of what government will not take lightly. You understand? So he should remain a law-abiding right now, for now. Although he was not seen flouting any part of the law before, prior to now. Although federal government tried to link him up to terrorism, but they have not been able to come out with good evidence to incriminate him. If you ask me, I would say Sunday Igboho should remain in Benin Republic instead of coming back to Nigeria here, or he should proceed to, if the Benin authority will allow him to proceed to Germany. You know, he was going to Germany before the arrest, so they should allow him to proceed to Germany, take care of his health, and while his lawyers will be attending to his case in Benin Republic. By and large, we should just look at it that, look, the agitation was necessitated by certain happenings in Nigeria. Not Nigeria, but in Southwest, which is insecurity, banditry encroaching down to the Southwest, of which he came up with his own idea, and then he decided to pursue it, whereby it became like a movement that federal government was afraid of. So we wish him all the best. We wish him quick recovery if he's truly ill. Wish him quick recovery, but at least he should fine-tune his agitation.
The Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Abba Kyari, has pleaded not guilty to drug trafficking charges leveled against him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA. Well, we had earlier reported that Kyari and 6 others were arraigned by the Anti-Narcotics Agencies over drug trafficking related offenses. During their arraignment on Monday yesterday, Kyari and police co-defendant ACP Sunday J. Uboa, ASP Bar James, Inspector Simon Agerba, Inspector John Nuhu pleaded not guilty to count 4 of the 8 charges that were read to them. The suspended IRT commander begged Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja not to remand him in prison custody. Kyari, through his lawyer Kanu Agabi San, prayed the court to allow him to remain in NDLEA custody pending the hearing and determination of his fresh application for bail. Meanwhile, 2 civilians charged alongside police officers Chubona Patrick Umebe and Emeka Alfosos Ezenwani pleaded guilty to the charge leveled against them by the NDLEA. At this development, what do you have to say about it?
Sincerely speaking, a lot of Nigerians were somehow sad yesterday seeing Abba Kyari in the court. If you look at him, if you know Abba Kyari very well, the old Abba Kyari and the Abba Kyari that saw yesterday was a kind of a demoralized man. The energy was no more there. He looked somehow weak. So, well, what we're saying now is that, as we from Asperity here, well, at least no one is above the law. He is still a police officer, although suspended. is not above the law. NDLA are saying that, look, it's connected to drug syndicates, of which they say they have evidence. Now the matter is in the court. Whether he's guilty or not guilty, this is where he will prove his innocence. If he has evidence if they have evidence against him, they will present it in the law court. Law court is not like a one-way traffic. It's somewhere whereby everyone will get justice. So wish him all the best. Well, the other part is he begged the judge not to send him to Kuje prison, at least to remand him in the Kuje prison. Rather, he preferred to be in an NDLA detention cell. You see one irony about life. When you look at somebody like Nnamdi Kanu approached the court so that they will send him to remand him in the prison, of which the court rejected it. Rather, the court said he should remain in DSS detention. Whereas Abba Kyari now approached the court, don't send me to prison. Nnamdi Kanu want to be in the prison instead of DSS detention. This Abba Kyari now want to be in the NDLA detention instead of prison. So probably there is something that he's afraid of, being in the prison. Probably because of some of those people that some of those criminals. His
life won't be that
secured over there. So rather, he should remain, because in NDLA detention is an excluded place whereby I believe there are a lot of security personnel manning the security.
Because his life will definitely not be safe at that prison.
At the prison, well, you can't say so too, because even the prison too is secured. Probably, maybe he's looking at it from the internal security.
He knows why he said so. So he has his own reason.
We still wish him the best.
Of course, Justice Inyang Eden Ighoho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered President Muhammadu Buhari, Attorney General of the Federation, the Senate President, and others to stop any plans of tampering with the newly amended Electoral Act 2022. Right, the Justice Ighoho gave the ruling in response to an ex parte application by the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The PDP has dragged Buhari, AJF, Abubakar Malami, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, Speaker House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, Clerk of the National Assembly, Senate Leader, House of Representatives Leader, and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) also joined as defendants in the suits marked FHC-ABJ/CS/247/2022 are Deputy Senate President, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Deputy Senate Leader, and Deputy House of Representatives Leader. The main opposition party had asked Federal High Court for an order of interim injunction restraining Buhari and other defendants from refusing to implement the duly signed Electoral Act, or in any manner withholding the Electoral Act from being put to use, including the provision of Section 84(12) of the said act, pending the resolution of the suit.
Well, PDP is playing politics behind this. Every politician would like to take advantage of a loophole, and they have seen a kind of a loophole within the just passed amended Electoral Act. That particular section that has to do with the time frame that political appointee will resign before he vie for elected position. PDP is now like, they have seen that loophole. The loophole in the sense that there are some appointees, present appointees now, that particular clause will not favor them. And the Mr. President has sent back, apply for review of that clause, to amend it, that particular clause 84, to amend it. So now that he has applied to the National Assembly, PDP quickly rushed the court to stop that process. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. So PDP is like playing politics with the amendment. So you understand, all along it was APC that was playing politics. Now PDP is taking advantage of the simplicity. I refer to it as simplicity because the president had the opportunity to say, okay, to reject, because of that particular clause, to reject assenting to his signature on the Electoral Act. But he so, within his own wisdom, he decided to sign it and said, okay, this particular section, send it back to the National Assembly so that they re-amend it and forward it back again. You understand? So, but PDP now are now saying, look, they quickly rushed to the court to get an injunction to say, okay, nobody should tamper with it. The judgment will last. Nobody know how long the judgment will drag. It might drag from now till the election. So, but I believe INEC, because INEC too are party to the suit. INEC, APC, and the president and to the general of the federation. So I believe whatever it is, they will go to another court of competent jurisdiction to get a judgment regarding whatever is the outcome of the PDP's case. They should have allowed the National Assembly to at least re-amend or review that particular clause, instead of rushing to put a stop to it. So, but like we said, this is democracy. Every aspect of loophole that you discover, you take advantage of it. So, and PDP, they are trying to take advantage of it. Even some people within the ruling party, they would like what PDP is doing now, because it's like your enemy is my friend. So what PDP is doing now, to them within the APC, they will prefer to even assist PDP financially to pursue that case, so that it will remain like that. Because what it is, if the VP Osibajo is like vying for the president in 2023, that particular, what PDP is trying to do now is that clause 84, it will affect him. He must have to resign now. You understand? Of which Mr. President has said, if we do it that way, it will go contrary to the constitutional provision that every Nigerian is eligible to pursue a political aspiration, either to contest or be voted for. So, but PDP are trying to stop that. They are taking advantage of that particular section. I believe that Mr. President thought it would be much more easier. It would be much easier by sending it back to the National Assembly to say, okay, re-amend this and send it back to me. You know, that one is more like a standalone now, not like part of the Electoral Act entirely. So now they are taking advantage of that. It's a lesson. Politicians, you can't trust a politician. They will be with you now. What they will say overnight is a different thing. So let's wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Well, the federal government is set to restrict Nigerians from volunteering to join the Ukrainian army to fight against Russia. Recall that some Nigerians volunteered to join the Ukrainian army after the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, called on people across the world to join the battle. The spokesperson for the federal government of Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Francisca Omagile, while reacting to the call by the Ukrainian president, said the Nigerian government would not tolerate the recruitment. Omagile further stated that the Nigerian government would engage with the embassy of Ukraine in Nigeria and other relevant authorities to prevent its citizens from joining the fort. I mean, Nigerians are they're volunteering themselves to help in the fight against Russia.
Nigerians, we are desperate people. Before now, we said that, look, the Nigerians in Ukraine, if you ask them to leave before the war even started, Some of them, they will say, no, they will not leave because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to leave Ukraine for some other part of Europe, which is much more suitable and more better. So that opportunity that came when the war came. Sadly, there is this element of racism that reared its head
Poland.
Openly in Poland. Even within the Ukraine itself, we saw Ukrainian military trying to like halt movement of blacks from crossing to Poland. Instead they were like pushing them back. So go back. Understand? So to me, it's suicidal for any Nigerian to say, okay, you are in Nigeria and you want to leave Nigeria to Ukraine to go and fight. It's not like a fight. It's not like Boko Haram fight. We are talking about conventional fight, conventional war, whereby conventional weapons are being used. Understand? It's like gambling with your life. When you are seeing death, you are giving your life straight to the death. No, we shouldn't tamper with that kind of gambling. Is expensive one. We know Nigeria is not okay, but no matter what, at least we are more at home. We have our freedom here. Apart from insecurity here and there, we still have our freedom here. It has not really gotten to that bad that look would prefer death than living in Nigeria. So Nigerians, we shouldn't tamper with that kind of journey. It's not just a normal war. It's a conventional war whereby high-tech weapons are being deployed. We should stay back in Nigeria here instead of saying we are going to Ukraine to go and fight a war that doesn't concern us.
Former Minister of Defense and ex-governor of Kano State, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwakwanso, has said party defection should always happen. Kwakwanso pointed out that defection should be encouraged in order to test the politicians' popularity and acceptance amongst the people. The former senator added that defection shows that a politician knows politics very well and can cope with all its challenges. He made this known during a meeting with the supporters and People's Democratic Party (PDP) caucus of the state at his residence in Kano. The former governor asserted that there is nothing wrong with politicians that campaign from one party to another, saying that it is legal and constitutional. Well, defecting the party is to prove a point that, I'm popular. It's all about proving a point.
He's a typical politician. So what do you expect from him? He will support that. He encouraged that. At least he has defected from PDP to APC back to PDP, and now to
the fourth.
What is the name? New Nigeria Political Party, NNPP. So what do you expect him to say? He will say that. But the question is that the way we operate our political parties here, that is not how it ought to be. Our parties here operate like a Jankara market, whereby your group of like-minded person will come together, form a particular group, from group now to a political party. Political parties operate on ideology. You understand? If they are operating on ideology, you find it very difficult for someone to defect from one party to another party. Take for instance like USA. In the US today, if you are a member of Republican, it will happen that your family, when we are talking about family, your grandfather must have been a member of Republican Party, whereby it runs within the family. You find it very difficult to leave Republican to Democrat because they have different ideology, different orientation, different way of thinking, different policy, and different agenda. It doesn't matter whether it's Joe Biden or it's Obama. The party is supreme. The party has its own policy, program, whereby whether it's Obama, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's Clinton, what it entails is the supremacy of the political party. But in Nigeria here, you see party A, party B. Once you cannot actualize your aspiration in party A, you jump to party B. Once you get there, if they promise you, once you are inside the party B and the party B too is proving to be difficult for you, you jump to C. And if you cannot remain in the C again, you
form another one.
You form another one. That is the system here. So you look at it very well. Political party here is more like a platform whereby politicians come around to aspire for public office, and once they get to that public office, if that place is not longer conducive for them, they jump, and that is what it entails. We cannot continue to run our democracy like this. Our democracy is more than 20 years now. It's at 21 years or 22 years now since inception of the present dispensation, the Third Republic. It's more than 22 years now, or thereabout. So by now we should be thinking of how to deepen our political system, whereby our political parties should operate on ideology. Party A can say, look, ours will be welfareism. Party B can say, okay, we are capitalists. We don't practice socialism, we practice capitalism. That is the only way we can be able to, our democracy can become meaningful, whereby we'll drive dividends of democracy. Otherwise, if we continue this way, it will like, you jump in, you jump out, jump in, jump out. It will be a mumbo-jumbo kind of system. And that is what we are seeing today. At least a child that was born in 1999 to now is already a matured man. Mm-hmm. Some are even married. So we are still operating like market women that we could rush to one market. Once they could not find what they want in that market, they jump to another market. That is what it is. The likes of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, well, he's popular within Kano State and some part of Northwest. He has been a member of PDP. He has been nurturing the ambition of becoming a president. I believe that he has seen that PDP will not give him that ticket in 2023. He has seen that there is no hope for him, and that is why he's trying to like pull out from PDP to form his own party. There's nothing wrong in forming his own party. What is wrong is ability to build a political party. You can use a state, only one state, as a case study. Showcase what your party can be able to do. It's not a must for you to form a government at the center. You can use one state as a model to prove a point that, look, this is what we can do with our party. You understand? Before 2015, in Southwest, they were like playing the opposition politics. It started from AD to AC, from AC to ACN, before APC. At least within that period of almost 15 years, they were able to like keep themselves together as a opposition, especially in Lagos. And they ran and gave Lagos that platform whereby they prove their point in education and some other aspects of revenue generation as a ACN. So we are yet to see that in some other places. If Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, with his popularity in Kano, if his party can form a government in Kano, use Kano as a model whereby you showcase what is the name of his party again? NNPP. What NNPP can do in the future to other places, at least good. But for now, what they are interested in is how to clinch power at the center, clinch power for their own personal aggrandizement.
Well, the Lagos State Police Command has arrested the driver of Bus Rapid Transit BRT who drove Oluwabamiche Ayowole, who was murdered. The development was confirmed by the spokesman of the State Police Command, Adekunle Ajisebotu, on Monday. He further stated in a chat with Punch that the remains of the 22-year-old fashion designer who was declared missing a few days ago has been found. According to Ajisebotu, the killers of Ayowole went missing after boarding the bus would face justice. Ajisebotu noted that the remains of the deceased were dumped on the Kata Bridge by Ogogoro community by abductors. Well, the police were able to get the driver of the BRT, and he also gave his own
narrates the own side of the story.
Side of the story.
Whether Nigerians believe him or not, police will conduct their investigation. At the end of the day, we get. Let's
yes, of course. Please, can we have the video?
Why did I answer? When those guys showed me the weapon, as I was saying, sir, I was I can't be myself anymore. Fears have come in me. So whatever the man on guns sit down there, whatever he told me is what I do. When I follow that Carter bridge, after that overhead bridge, they ordered me to stop there. And when they ordered me to stop, so I should open the door. When I open the door, then they now track. When they come down, they now start dragging her down. When I saw she was crying for help, actually I'm helpless. So I was just thinking that she's inside the vehicle holding the iron.
Yeah, he was actually the driver of that particular bus, that particular BRT bus.
That is just the truth, sir.
He picked the lady, and the lady was acting funny. But the lady herself, he said the driver was acting funny. And she could be able to use her phone, give a video,
and send to her friend.
About the details of the bus that she boarded. You understand? So, but the driver is now saying that, look, some occupants within the bus, they used gun against me and forced me to pull up, and they pulled the girl out of the bus themselves. You understand? His own narrative is not too genuine. Why I'm saying it's not too genuine? He's a driver of a corporate company. If an incident of such nature, which is a security incident, happened, did he report to his organization that, look, this is what happened today? Did he report? He did not make any report to his organization. Neither did he make a report to the police. So he remained a suspect for now. He is a key suspect. If he's saying those that abducted the lady from inside the
I left her at that scene
are not known to him, he himself is responsible for the girl's disappearance. At the end of the day, police will continue their investigation, and more facts will come out. Let's watch and see.
Because I think the girl was smart enough to have seen something going on that was funny.
Yeah, according to her, I saw
security conscious.
Yeah, I saw the video of where she made a video audio statement,
voice notes,
note to her
friend.
Her friend. She at least she sensed some kind of danger, some abnormal behavior from the driver. When she sensed it, and it was night. You understand? From
around 7 p.m.
From it's from Chevron bus stop in VI to Oshodi, which is a major route. You understand? But towards evening time, BRT used to be less, especially from that route. You understand? So she had already done her own. It's like she had already fought for her own justice before she left. So we just, as Nigerians, we just pray so that there's no any cover up. There shouldn't be any cover up. The police should conduct their investigation thoroughly. Whoever is linked to this, I believe, no matter how the time that it takes the person to be arrested, they will arrest them. They will arrest them. Where Nigerians are not ready to hear the narratives by the driver is because, as a driver of a corporate company, he's learned. It doesn't sound like someone who is a novice or who is a less educated person. He's a learned person. He did not make an entry at his company to say, look, while I was coming to route at this particular hour, this is what transpired. He did not make any entry like that. Neither did he report to the police. So what is he saying? So he has more explanation to make.
Well, we hope for more stories concerning that. Thank you everyone for staying with us on Morning Briefing at Spheric TV. I am Dayo Lujuwe. Thank you so much, Ongumush Tilala.
Thank you, Dayo.
This, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do that, and also click on the notification button to get more coming from us, and follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and Twitter at Aspheric News. And do not forget to check our website, www.aspheric.news.com. Have a wonderful day. Bye.